Hello class 12 students, welcome back. In this video also we will continue with the inverse trigonometry chapter. We will step ahead, we will go to a few more different types of questions, okay. Let's see this question. If sin inverse x plus tan inverse x equals to pi by 2, prove that 2x square plus 1 equals to root 5. Now this is a little bit different type of problem, okay, where one equation is given to you in terms of two different inverse functions, sin inverse and tan inverse, and we need to prove 2x square plus 1 equals to root 5. Okay. Now, please don't only focus on what I did, focus on why I did in this way. That is the important part here you need to understand. Okay, and solution you will get if you type this sum, if you search this sum through a Google Lens, you find the solution anywhere. That is not the big issue, but the problem is that how we have to think, ऐसे ही क्यों करना है, why need to do it in this way only, that you need to understand in this video, okay. Now see, we have sin inverse x plus tan inverse x equals to pi by 2. Okay, we need to prove 2x square plus 1 equals to root 5. Now see, what we need to prove, whatever we need to prove is just an equation in terms of x, there is no trigonometry. That means you need to remove all the trigonometries here, okay. Further we need to apply formulas and all. Now, student may think till now, whichever question we did, what we do? We try to apply formulas, right? So you may go to that step. Sin inverse, tan inverse, sin inverse go. You convert it to tan inverse, then apply the formula. Tan inverse A plus tan inverse B. You can do it in that way. That is correct. Absolutely correct. You can do it that way. That's the homework for example. Okay? अगर किसके दिमाग में क्या आएगा? What will be click in your mind? That no one knows. Everyone will have a different approach to do the sum. So you can do it in that way also, that will also help you. But if you convert sin inverse into tan inverse, you apply tan inverse A plus tan inverse B, that is okay. But if you convert tan inverse into sin inverse and you apply a formula of sin inverse A plus sin inverse B, then that I will say not to do. Okay, don't prefer this because see, sin inverse A plus sin inverse B formula is quite tough. A under root minus B square plus B under root minus square, that becomes too tough. Inside part becomes too typical. Then finding this equation will become will be a big job for you. Okay, it will be a tough job. So better either go for tan. Don't go for sin. Okay, go for tan inverse. So you can convert this sin inverse into tan inverse and apply the formula of tan inverse plus tan inverse. Okay, but what I am doing, see, we have pi by 2 here. If I shift sin inverse this side, this becomes a formula actually. Pi by 2 minus sin inverse x is cos inverse x. एक formula पढ़ा है हमने, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equals to pi by 2. So देखो तो अब मेरा और छोटा हो गया. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this thing. Instead of converting tan inverse sin inverse into tan inverse, applying the formula, what I'm doing, shifting one term that side. Okay, if you shift tan inverse that side, that also is okay, fine. Pi by 2 minus tan inverse x is cot inverse x, that also will correct. Okay, so why I shifted sin inverse x, you understand? Now see, here we have tan inverse, here we have cos inverse. I need the expression in terms of x. That means both the inverse should be same करना पड़ेगा. Both the inverse should be same so that the inside part we can equate. So either you convert cos inverse into tan inverse or you convert tan inverse into cos inverse. Everyone. So I am converting cos inverse into tan inverse. Since cos inverse into tan inverse will convert करना, there is no coefficients. So what I will do, I will use triangle method. Cos inverse x को theta लिया, theta base by hypotenuse, base is x, hypotenuse 1. Then what is perpendicular? Under root hypotenuse square minus base square. So tan inverse will be equals to perpendicular base equals to theta. So in the place of cos inverse x, I am writing tan inverse x. Okay. Now both tan inverse are same. That means the inside part will be equal. So shifting x square this. Now from here you need to find that expression 2x square plus 1 equals to root 5. So you need to remove root, squaring both the sides. You will get x square whole square x4 under root whole square 1 minus x square. Now this, shift everything. This becomes a quantity equation of x square. So if someone don't understand directly, so I am considering x square as y. But if you can understand from here only, it's fine. You can do it from here only. But it's better to go in this way. Okay, so that you can understand the quantity equation. See, x square plus x minus 1. Okay, where capital X is x square. It's the equation. So I am considering x square as y. So y square plus y minus 1. This is the quantity equation. So what is y? Minus b. What is b? 1. plus minus under root b square, 1 square is 1, minus 4a, a is 1, c is minus 1, 4ac by 2a, a is 1. Okay, solve it. Now you will get minus and plus both. Now see, y, what is y? X square. Y is x square. It can never be negative. Something का square है, negative नहीं हो सकता. So y cannot work. Since y equals to x square, not equals to negative. Okay, therefore y will be minus 1 plus root 5 by 2. So what is y? X square. Substituting x square. So you got the solution. Okay. Now we will solve the next type of sum, that is solve. Till now we did a question of prove that. Prove that, prove that, prove that, prove that, evaluate like this. Okay. Now they will say you solve. So whenever this word comes solve, sometimes it is written like this. Solve for x. This is very clear. We need to find x. But sometimes it is written only like this. Solve, an equation is given to you. So whenever this word solve comes, that means you need to find the value of x. Okay. So let's go for this type of sum. Okay. Now we will come across a different type of sum. See here, solve. It's written solve. No, prove that. Solve cos of tan inverse x equals to sine of cot inverse 3 by 4. Now see, whenever this solve word comes, that means you need to find the value of variable x. Okay. So we need to get the value of x. That means ये सारी trigonometry हटा देने पड़ेंगे. You have to remove those trigonometries, inverse, trigno, all those we need to remove. So one by one we will try to remove. So let's solution start from here. I have written the whole question again. Cos of tan inverse x equals to sine of cot inverse 3 by 4. Let's start with this one. Here we have sine, here we have cot inverse. That means you need to convert cot inverse into sine inverse. Okay. So how to convert? We don't have any coefficient. Take triangle method. Take it as theta. Make the triangle. Write the value. I am not discussing again how to we will get it. So from there, sine inverse perpendicular by hypotenuse. So in the place of cot inverse, I am writing sine inverse 4 by 5. Now sine of sine inverse 4 by 5 gone, becomes 4 by 5. Rest here only. Now again, here also we have to remove. So here we have cos, here we have tan inverse. So tan inverse will be converted into cos inverse. How to do? Again, there is no coefficient. Take triangle method. Take this as theta 1. Okay. This I have taken theta, so I have to take some other angle, theta 1. Again, make the triangle. Perpendicular base. Perpendicular is x. Base is 1. Okay. This will be hypotenuse. So cos inverse base by hypotenuse. So in the place of tan inverse, I can write cos inverse. Cos inverse gone. Now this will be gone. Now solve it. From there we will get x plus minus 3 by 4. Okay. Now this question I want you to do as a homework. Not as a homework notebook. There when you are writing this, you do it on your own. I am just giving you a hint. See, this is not a solve type, a different type of solve. If sec inverse x equals to cosec inverse y, prove that 1 by x square plus 1 by y square equals to 1. How to do it? See, we don't have any trigonometry. That means you remove the trigonometry. So in one side we have sec inverse x, in the other side we have cosec inverse y. So what you will do? Either you convert the cosec inverse into sec inverse or sec inverse into cosec inverse. So गायब हो जाएगा inverse, then you can prove this one. Okay, this is a homework. Take this as theta, convert sec inverse into cosec inverse. Cosec will go on. Okay, then you can solve it, and this easily you can prove. No issue. Huh? It's very easy question. Okay. Now let's go to the next type. Next question. Okay, the next question. It's a one strong one, huh? Acha, damdar question. See here. Solve sin inverse x plus sin inverse 1 minus x equals to cos inverse x. Solve लिखा है. That means क्या x वैल्यू निकालना पड़ेगा, right? So there are many ways to do the sum, but I did it in this way, and what I find is this is the most simplest, short way. In books, the same question is solved, but in a very lengthy way. And I will say what the book did and what we can do, what different ways you can give a try at your home. Okay, मैंने ऐसे कर दिया, इसमें थोड़ी कि ऐसे तुम्हारे दिमाग में आएगा. Okay, you may think in a different way, so you can solve the same question in a different way to understand it. So let's see. We have a sin inverse x plus sin inverse 1 minus x equals to cos inverse x. What we can do? We need to remove all the inverse. So sin inverse x plus sin inverse b formula लगा दो. Okay, sin inverse a under root 1 minus b square plus b into under root 1 minus a square. है ना formula ऐसा? लगा दोगे तो in the LHS also you will have sin inverse. See what I am saying. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse 1 minus x equals to cos inverse x. You apply formula, you will get sin inverse something equals to cos inverse x. Okay, here you have sin inverse something. इसको फिर sin inverse पे convert कर दो using triangle method. Sin inverse gone. This is equals to this, and we will get the answer after solving this two. Okay, but that is not easy. That's very tough. Okay, because sin inverse a plus sin inverse b का formula क्या होता है? A under 1 minus b square. So this method I don't want to follow because this method becomes very lengthy, and inside part sin inverse के अंदर जो formula आएगा ना बाद में value after doing the formula it will be blunder, danger. So that's I'm not applying. Okay, or if you want to convert this into cos inverse, this into cos inverse, then you need to apply cos inverse a plus cos inverse. Again, avoid that. Why? Again, that becomes too, inside part becomes too tough. Okay, so I don't want to use those things. So when I see this solution in a book, the solution in the book are done in this way. I didn't find it okay, because that is quite lengthy. So I try to do it in a different way. See what I'm doing. I'm converting to like terms. Cos inverse x it is sin inverse x. We know cos inverse x and sin inverse x are related. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x pi by 2 होता है. So in the place of cos inverse x I can write pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Okay, so this sin inverse x will go this side. It becomes sin inverse 1 minus x will remain this equals to pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. This sin inverse will go that side becomes minus 2 sin inverse x. Okay, now अब क्या करूं इस स्टेप के बाद? अब तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता. So what I'm doing, my job is to remove sin inverse and all. So I'm shifting this side that side. Why? Because we have a terminal here pi by 2. We can use quadrant concept. That is the reason I'm shifting it this side, that side. अगर ये pi by 2 के जगह अगर pi by 3 होता, pi by 6 होता, pi by 4 होता, तो मैं नहीं शिफ्ट करता. अगर pi होता तो शिफ्ट करूंगा. Because pi again a terminal, we can use quadrant concept. Pi by 2 is also a terminal, we can use quadrant concept. That is the only reason why I am shifting the sin inverse that side. Okay, so you will come up when you start solving with multiple questions. You will see that the sin inverse becomes sin, cos inverse becomes cos. Only we do these things only when we have a terminal here, because we can use quadrant concept. So we are shifting the sin inverse that side. Sin. Now see, sin of pi minus theta. This whole thing is a theta. What is sin of 90 minus theta? Cos theta. So cos 2 sin inverse x. Okay. Now here comes the base. What I have taught you till now. Here we have 1 minus x, no inverse. Here we have cos with a inverse. So we need to remove this. Okay. What we have here? Inverse के आगे क्या आ गया? Coefficient आ गया. तो आप मैं डायरेक्ट triangle method use नहीं कर सकता. Okay. So I have to go with a formula method to convert this. Okay. अगर ये 2 नहीं होता, then it's very easy. Take sin inverse as theta. Convert the sin inverse into cos inverse. Cos inverse will go. But since we have a 2 here, so what I have to do? So in these cases, take the inverse part as theta. Let sin inverse x as theta. From there we get Trigno. Sin theta equals to x. Now check what the quotient becomes. Quotient becomes cos 2 theta. That means you need an expression between these two. So we know cos 2 theta is 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Okay? So 1 minus 2, what is sin theta? X. 2x square. What is cos 2 theta? Cos 2 theta. What is theta? Sin inverse x. That means in the place of this I can write 1 minus 2x square. Okay? So this is the hardcore base. If you know the basics, you can do the sum. Otherwise you can do the laborious job. Okay? So 1 minus 2x square you got. So now 1 minus x equals to 1 minus 2x square. Now you have to solve this equation. Solve it. From there you will get x equals to 0 and x equals to half. Okay? Understood class? So see, if the basics are very important actually. If you know the basics, you can do the sum. If you don't know the basics, it's difficult for you. Okay? Let's go to one more sum. Okay, now see, there are 3 types of sums. One with tan inverse, tan inverse, tan inverse. One with sin inverse, sin inverse, sin inverse. One with cos inverse, cos inverse, cos inverse. Okay? 3 times sin inverse, 3 times cos inverse, 3 times tan inverse. 3 questions. And this we need to prove something. Now, for sin inverse and cos inverse, we will do in the next video all together because there are different types of thinking processes are there. But for dealing with tan inverse questions, like see, tan inverse something plus tan inverse something plus tan inverse something equals to something, pi. Prove that Okay, this type of sum. Tan inverse A plus tan inverse B plus tan inverse C equals to pi. Pi is the what? Again terminal. यहाँ पे अगर pi by 3 होगा, pi by 4 होगा, टर्मिनल नहीं होगा. pi by 2 हुआ तो चलेगा. ओके, बट टर्मिनल होना चाहिए. पाई होना चाहिए, 2 पाई होना चाहिए, पाई बाई 2 होना चाहिए. बट 30 डिग्री, 45 डिग्री, 60 डिग्री ये सब हुआ तो ऐसा काम नहीं करेंगे. ओके, वी हैव टू थिंक इन अ डिफरेंट वे देन. You understand? Okay, so try to understand the type of sum we are dealing with. It should be terminal here. Okay, now why this terminal is required, you will understand by solving it. Okay, see, in these questions, you take the whatever is given to you. Out of these three, few students what they do, they apply a formula tan inverse A plus tan inverse B. Then whatever they got, again apply formula tan inverse A plus tan inverse C. Don't do that laborious job here. Okay, so what we will do, we will apply. Before applying the formula, we shift any one that side. Any one. I have shifted tan inverse C. You at your home shift tan inverse B and do the sum. Few students can shift tan inverse A that side, do the sum. This is versatile. In any way you will get the sum. Okay, but for sine inverse type questions and cos inverse type questions, which term to shift that side, that matters depending on the question proof that. So that we will do in a one separate video. Okay, so here you can shift any one. You have shifted tan inverse C. Now see, tan inverse A plus tan inverse B, you can apply the formula tan inverse A plus B 1 minus AB equals to pi minus. Now, why we need terminal here? We have pi here. Now we can shift this tan inverse this side. Because we have a terminal, we can apply quadrant concept. If there was no terminal here, then if there is no terminal here, ये आ रहा है ना ऐसे करके, तो tan inverse shift करके फायदा नहीं होगा फिर. Okay, तो फिर मुझे फॉर्मूला लगाना पड़ेगा tan of A minus B का. But now, if there is a terminal, so we can apply quadrant concept. If there is no terminal, then what you have to do? You have to apply the formula of tan of A minus B. Okay, since you have a terminal pi, apply the quadrant concept. Pi minus which quadrant? Second quadrant. Second quadrant में tan क्या होता है? Negative होता है. This is unchangeable x-axis. Tan will remain tan theta. So that I have written here. This is not a formula actually. This is just a quadrant concept. Tan pi minus theta equals to minus tan theta. Minus tan theta. Okay, here students make mistakes all the time. Okay, they write like this. पता नहीं कहां से सीख के आते हैं भगवान जाने. ऐसा लिखते हैं. So don't write like this. Okay. Simple quadrant concept here लगाएंगे. I'm लगाएंगे. Sorry. Applying. Okay. Minus tan inverse C. Now see, tan of tan inverse C gone. Tan inverse gone. C. Minus will remain minus. This becomes a formula. Tan of tan inverse becomes C. Okay. Now you multiply, you will get the answer. Okay. Now this next the question with sine inverse and cos inverse are not so simple like this. Okay. And one more very important point we need to understand is that what we will have in the RHS? A terminal. Okay. If you don't have a terminal, then what will happen? At this point, the things will change. We cannot apply quadrant concept, we have to go for tan of A minus B formula. You will get the answer, prove that it will be something different. Okay. But when we deal with the questions of sine inverse, cos inverse, everything changes. At every step you need to think. Here, any term, you shift to that side, apply formula, shift the tan that side, tan inverse that side becomes tan, apply quadrant concept, you will get the answer. But in those, you will not get the answer. Okay, so let's go for the next video. In those next video, we will discuss that questions of sine inverse, and cos inverse. Okay, thank you class.